All right, so we are good to go. Hello, 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 everyone. My name is CEO Bree. I am the owner of the Spoiled Brat Life, which is Atlanta's #1 body and wellness spa. I also help other entrepreneurs with their networking, content creation, and brand identity. So, I just want to thank Miss LaShana West for this amazing opportunity. And we're going to go ahead and get right into it. But before I start, do I have 45 minutes to go dive in? Or do I have like an hour? Okay, so we're definitely going to just go ahead and get right into it. So, 45. Okay, perfect. That's what I was thinking. So, we're definitely going to dive right into it. I like to call brand identity the mood board method. I feel like brand identity is your brand's mood board. So, this is how I was able to land so many great deals, so many great partnerships. I was able to get and connect with a lot of different people. It's strictly off my brand identity. The name of my business is The Spoiled Brat Life. So, with the name alone, it's kind of like people are like, what is that? What is that? But it was also my identity that was able to capture them and made them want more. Listen, your audience needs to be able to feel you, feel the brand. They need to be able to feel like they your home girl with you in the lab creating your brand, which is where the mood board method comes into. Okay? So, your brand identity is not just posting a quick little pic or quick little video, a quick little campaign video or a reel or anything like that. It is a lot deeper. It's a lot much more that goes into it, okay? So brand identity is how people see and feel your brand. If your brand does not have a personality or anything like that, your brand won't sell. People, like I said, people really, 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 really have to feel the brand, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys some real life examples because I learn better when somebody gives more examples, and I know you guys will understand it a little bit better if I give examples, okay? So we're gonna think of Kim Kardashian Skims, right? She's very like it's new tones, it's luxury, and you see that within her business everywhere. That's the feel that you get from her business, right? That is her business identity. When you see a lot of stuff you be like, that's a Skims dupe. But you see how you felt that and how as soon as you see something else, you be like, that's the such and such dupe. With, for example, the Spoiled Brat Life, pink everything, brat everything. Anytime somebody sees anything brat, they don't just think of the Bratz dolls. No, they think of the Spoiled Brat Life because it's through and through all of my business, right? So, Rihanna, Savage X Fenty, it's an inclusive, edgy brand. It makes you feel like Riri. Y'all know how Riri is when it comes to like being edgy. You guys remember her Met Gala look where she had crystals and diamonds and everything? It was edgy, bold, and it screamed Rihanna. Nobody would pull that off but Rihanna. So that's what we mean by keep a consistent identity. Going back to the mood board method. We have some more people like Diera. I don't know if everybody is familiar with Diera or Lorvay. Her business is Lorvay. It's a shades company, but it's creative. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's for the girls who love aesthetic, who love fun fashion, who's not just doing basic fashion. That's what her business screams. That's her business personality. It's her business identity. That's how she is able to market and sell to a certain audience. That's why brand identity is so important. You guys have to understand how to sell to a certain audience. Once you figure out your target audience, then you could build your brand identity much, much, much more further. Now, your brand identity, why that matters is it attracts your dream client. Whoever your dream client is, that's what's going to bring in from that brand identity. It makes you look like a whole experience. Your brand identity, you don't want it to just be, okay, her colors is pink and black. No, they need to feel the energy. My business, The Spoiled Brat Life. My tagline is where spoiling yourself is a lifestyle. Instantly, they feel it. We are a body and wellness spa. When they come in, they know they're about to get spoiled to the gods. Okay? That's when they know, like, ooh, spoiling myself. It's a lifestyle. And then after that, they be like, dang, I gotta come here a lot more. But that attracted my client because the brand identity, what I put out there, is what helped bring them to me. Because like I said, it creates a whole entire experience. I have people that see me on Instagram or even see me at expos or even a pop-up shop, and they be like, girl, I came over here because this look all good. Like, I have a big old poster in the back. They see my brand before they see me. My brand speaks before they see me. That is the whole purpose of brand identity. People are buying my products just because, like, ooh, the spoiled brat. Like, I want to feel like a spoiled brat when I use this. That's exactly what you're going to feel like. But I wouldn't have that if I would have never built that identity for that. Your brand is its own person. It's not like oh, just colors and yeah, this is what I do. No, your brand is your own person. That's why a lot of people are like, oh, this is my baby. Yes, because it's its own person. It has its own personality, has its own colors, has its own fonts, it has its own everything. Now, also your brand identity, it helps you charge your worth, okay? A lot of times we're not just buying products for the product. We're kind of sort of buying it because of how that product made us feel. We're buying it because it's aesthetically pleasing to us. We're buying it because it's like, ooh, okay, back to Savage X Fenty. We're buying it because we love the product. Don't get me wrong, but we're really buying it because Rihanna made us feel like we are savage. You know, like it made us feel like, oh, I want to get in some Savage X Fenty, honey. Like, I can't wait to be a Savage X Fenty girl. Like, if you are a member to her business, you feel that whole experience. But she built that off of her business identity. Her hair care, Fenty hair, has a whole nother identity than Savage X Fenty, her lingerie lounge type vibe. So I hope y'all are catching on to what I'm exactly saying. Now, a question that I have for you guys is, would Fenty feel the same if it was like neon green? The answer is no. That's why colors is so important. A lot of times people don't realize that colors has meanings, okay? So when you're picking your colors, please just don't pick colors because it's like, oh, my favorite color pink. I just like that. Granted, my favorite color is pink, and it's kind of the reason why why I picked it, but it also means bratty. It's fun. It's cutesy. Very demure. It just goes all around. But my CEO Bree side of my business is black and silver. Why? It's black, white, and silver technically. But why? Because I'm straightforward. I'm straight to the point with that business. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But that's the identity of that business. My business, where it's pink and brown, the Spoiled Brat Life, it's vibes. It's spoiled. You feel spoiled when you think of this is just so cute. Oh, I love this soft life. That's the vibe we're going with the Spoiled Brat Life. That's my business identity. Okay? Now, let's get into us breaking down the official mood board method. I feel like this is the blueprint to how you can get your business to wherever you want it to be. However you want your business that's how you have to present your business. However you would like people to view your business, that's the position that you have to put yourself in the marketplace. That's why brand identity is so important, okay? So first things first, while we get into the brand identity part of the mood board method, ask yourself, if your brand was a person, who would she be? Okay? So I'm going to kind of sort of answer that kind of sort of. Well, I'm going to give you guys some examples, okay? So Rihanna would have on a leather jacket, some bold lipstick. If you know Rihanna loves red lipstick, And she does not care who is watching, but she built that off of identity, okay? Kim Kardashian. Y'all, Kim Kardashian loves nude. She got this viral like nude bodysuit, but guess what? When she created Skims, guess what the color of Skims is? Nude, because that's the identity of her business. People think colors is just like, okay, I'm just gonna pick the colors. Colors is a lot more important than what people think, okay? Jada Cheese, owner of Wait a Minute, designer bag. Jada loved her a designer. She loved to be real cutesy, she loved a soft pink, but that's how she built Wait a Minute's brand. That is who she's currently attracting. People who love to feel luxury, aesthetically pleasing, okay? Me, on the other hand, my body and wellness spa gives you that luxe, fun, soft girl era type of feel because that's my girl's identity, okay? You gotta make sure that you go full throttle with your brand identity, okay? So when people see me, they know me. When they see my brand, they know my brand, okay? Step 2 is finding out who your audience is. You have to know who you're talking to. You cannot talk to everybody, and that's okay. Biggest mistake that I made when I first started business was I thought I could cater to everybody. I thought I could serve everybody. I thought everybody was my audience. I felt like if you had the dollars, we could work something out, but that is not the case. That's not the case at all. And a lot of times that's where people go wrong at. Because when you do that, you don't really have like a solid foundation. And that's what you want to build here is a solid foundation with a solid personality, with a solid identity. When you have those things, it's super easy for everything else to flow to you, okay? So, give you guys real life examples. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm giving you guys examples with everything I'm saying because it will click in your brain better to me. Okay? So let's go. We're gonna start with Jada Cheese. We're gonna do all like Instagram people in this segment so you guys could kind of go on their Instagram and see what I mean by it. So Jada audience is young ladies who love to look good and feel like luxury. That's Jada, okay? So when she made Wait a Minute, that's what she did. You want to look cutesy? Throw on a little Wait a Minute outfit, y'all. If y'all go on Jada's page and even Wait a Minute, you will see what her target audience is. Nothing but women who want to feel and look like luxury. Everybody be going to their hair appointments. Oh, my hair outfits. Wait a minute on the outfit. Oh, we going out tonight. Wait a minute on the outfit with a designer bag. That's her brand. That's her identity. That's what she's standing on, and that's who she's attracting. If you cannot have this, for example, everybody was so mad at her pricing, right? On her lip kit. It was like $60 or something like that. You have those who purchased and you have those who complained. Those who complained did not fit her brand's identity. Those that bought it, you are who she's identifying. You are who she's reaching out to. It's the same thing in creating your business. Who are you trying to reach out to? Who do you want your business to attract? You got to decide when you're making your brand's identity. No identity, no business. No business, no business. It's like no caller ID. Nobody can call you back. Nobody can leave you a voicemail because you have to have an identity. You have to have we need to be able to call you back. We need to be able to get back in contact with the person. You got to make sure you have that strong persona. It is how people, like I said, people tap in and people buy of how you make them feel. People buy of how aesthetically pleasing it is. If it's ugly, I'm going to be honest, I'm not buying it. It could be the best product in the whole wide world. If it's ugly, I'm sorry. And this is terrible to say, but it just is what it is. Naturally, I'm not going to attract to something that's ugly. That's just simply how it goes. Also, Ari, her Instagram name is The Real Cow Sister. She's the owner of Remedy by Ari. I actually love her. Okay. She's more so with the glam girls who is bold and confident. Okay. Ari herself is super bold and super, super, super confident. Okay. That is who she attracts. If you're not confident, you don't need to be wearing her lip gloss. If you're not confident, you don't need to be wearing her blush. If you're not confident, she has a body shimmer, right? Ari loves to show off her body. So she's attracting the girls who love to show off their body. She's giving y'all shimmer. That's who you guys are. That's why she's catering to you all. That goes back to target audience and your brand identity. How you want people to approach the brand, okay? De'Ara, like I was saying, owner of Lorbe, which is a shades company, aesthetic, wants to stand out in fashion girlies, okay? If you go on De'Ara's Instagram, right? Love De'Ara, love her fashion, but she's a fashion girly down, okay? Love it. That's just what she does. And she loves to aesthetically please. It'd be like, wow, I would have never thought to put that outfit together. That's what she does. She talks through her brand with her shades. It's different shades, all different shapes, sizes, colors, all that stuff. But they all go together and be like, wow, this is so cute. Like now she's talking to you through your product. That is how you keep getting people back. That's how you retain clients and customers. That's how you retain them. Is what's your identity? You also have to stick to that identity. You can't be changing it up, okay? Think about it. In a friend group, do you want to be around a friend who can never figure out if they have their own identity? I don't know if y'all ever had any issues with that, but I've been around people who has no identity and kind of just follow along. That's not good. It's not good within your business, because if you just follow along and you follow it, the world change every day. You can't keep changing up your brand every day. Now, do you have to pivot and follow trends and follow waves? Yes, but you're not doing that and changing your brand identity at the same time. You're still sticking to your identity, but you're pivoting for the trends and things like that. But we know our identity, so we could change how it goes and still stick within that identity, okay? Now, for me, CEO Bree, my CEO Bree side of my business, I'm looking for business owners who want to get to the bag, but love the soft life. That's just me. That's who I cater to. If you don't want to, if you want to work smarter and not harder, that's where I come in at. That's again goes back to my colors. Why it's black, white, and silver. I'm straightforward. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. That's all that it is, okay? Now, this is a question that I want you guys to ask yourself, okay? What does your brand want from you, okay? What does your brand want from you? Write that question down, and at the end, I want you to go back and answer all the questions that I'm asking you guys, okay? Now, step 3. Your mood board is your brand's vision board, okay? Your mood board is your brand's vision board that goes from colors, fonts, textures, picture, quotes, symbols, all of that, taglines, all of that. Your colors have a meaning, so don't just pick any different type of colors. Make sure they go together and make sure they fit your girl's identity, okay? Whatever your brand is, or if you're a man as well, whatever your brand is, make sure that matches your brand identity. Fonts. Please stick to about 2 to 3 fonts across. You want to look sync. When things are all different and all over the place, it begins to look tacky. I went back and looked at like some of my products and the font, all the different fonts. I'm like, this is horrible. This is horrible. This is why nobody buying it. This is why nobody's buying it. It looks bad. It doesn't have an identity. It doesn't look the same. I don't know who brand this is. I don't know what's going on. People love consistency. So when something looks consistent across the board, it's like, this is so cute. Yes, I love this. I'm going to get this. Just think of when you go into Ulta. Pretty much in Ulta and Sephora, everything looks good in there, right? So say, for instance, you go to the beauty supply store, a mom and pop beauty supply store who allows smaller businesses to shelf in there and put their products in there. And you kind of go to Ulta and be like, this is way cuter than this. Although the product in the mom and pop beauty supply store probably better, but it missed out because it's not aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't have the same consistency across. It doesn't have the same identity. It just doesn't look good. Now, for your textures, this is depending on whatever product that you have, or if you have different bottles and things like that. If you don't, you're fine. But if you do, let's stay consistent within the identity. What do you want it to look like? What do you want your average customer to say, or your average client to say when they see that product. Keep that in mind. Quotes. When I told you guys my tagline is "Where spoiling yourself is a lifestyle." Boom. That right there gets people like, oh, yes, I love that. I need to spoil myself more. This, and the third. Now you guys are thinking more. Now I made you think more into like, ooh, I do need to take self-care more serious. Yes, I love this place. Ooh, you have products I could go home with, and they're so nice. They look good. They look good. Now, for our examples, Fenty. Neutral colors, matte finish, edgy visuals. Go on Rihanna's page, look up Fenty Hair, Savage X Fenty, Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin. Look up all of those and see what I mean by consistency across the board. She has about 3 to 4 different companies. All of them have their own separate identity, and all of them are very consistent. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I love Rihanna, so Rihanna is mentioned a lot, okay? Laura Bay, she likes more purple tones and editorial poses. Like, she loves to stand out. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's her brand identity. She wants to stand out, be bold, be edgy, and have like purple tones, but not like harsh purple tones, if you guys get what I'm saying, right? Now, next question. Have you guys already started a mood board? And have you guys ever thought about starting a mood board strictly for your brand identity? Remember, write those questions down. And at the end, circle back and answer those questions, okay? Now, picking your fonts and your colors, okay? Colors and fonts set the entire mood. For example, I got this cute calendar. I actually won this at a event. It is so cute. Across, it has the dates. Today's July 15th. Across everything, this is the same exact font that they have, and the top font is cursive. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like through and through. Okay, 365 days worth of pages. It's all consistent. It keeps it cute. It keeps it like, y'all drop more of these. Shouts out to Level Up Sis. I love this calendar. I got this like a year ago. I still use it all the time. But that's what I mean by fonts. Your fonts make or break. That cursive font at the top for the date, perfect. And that subtle, easy to read, not in all caps, not bold, regular font seals the deal for the identity of this calendar. Now I want a calendar that's like this all the freaking time. All the time, because it's perfect. You have your cursive mixed with your neutral solid font. Now, everybody can't read cursive, but this cursive is easy to read. Granted, I can read cursive. I know how to write in cursive. Everybody can't do that, though. They stopped teaching it in school for whatever reason. But everybody can't read that. But this was the perfect cursive, and they flow together. You want your fonts to be able to match with each other. If your fonts cannot match, that ain't good. If your fonts do not flow together, get on ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, hey, I need help. What's some cursive and some neutral fonts that go together? If you don't want cursive, what is 2 fonts that can go together? If you want a bold font, find a bold font. If you want a neutral light font, find that. If you want for example, this is one of my body washes. For example, I have a bold font and a cursive font that goes together. That flows together perfectly. The bold is bold. The cursive is a lot smaller, but readable. That's what I mean by your fonts have to go together. They have to look good together. If your fonts don't look good together, I'm looking at the next product whose fonts does look good together. They gotta match. They have to always match, okay? Again, back to some real life examples. Ari, owner of Remedy Cosmetics, she likes pink and gold, glam mixed with bossy, Bold because it's bold, it's glamorous. Bossy with the pink, the elegant tones and things like that, okay? Like I said, 2 to 3 fonts. I recommend about 2 to 3 colors. I don't recommend a whole lot of colors just simply because it'll get confusing to the eye. And again, colors have meanings. You want to make sure those colors are flowing and matching properly. Otherwise, it will look super, super messy and very tacky and just, if you guys could go on you guys' Instagram, scroll down and look at you guys' reel with all those different fonts. I used to do this really, really bad just because I thought it was cute. You know, I'm just now getting out of this too. I used to have all different type of fonts everywhere because they cute, they go together. But it's all about staying true to your brand identity. Everything needs to flow and match. That's what makes people more, you know, looking for what you need. I was actually turned down this partnership because it was like, oh, you know, we love it, but not for this one. You have all different type of fonts, pretty much, basically. I'm like, dang, fonts? Goodness gracious. But that's going back to sticking to who you are. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for people who already are sticking to what they're doing, sticking to what they are, and know how to keep up the flow of things and not look messy and all over the place and scattered. They don't want anything scattered. They want it very smooth, the same, tens across the board. So please always, always keep that in mind, right? Now, you want to make sure your brand has a main color and a sub color, kind of, sort of. You know, like how they got a bold font and they have a heading and a subheading, basically. So you want to have a bold color and a sub color. So, for example, for the Spoiled Brat Life, my main color is pink, my sub color is brown. So back in the day, my favorite brand as a kid, y'all, my grandma used to be, if y'all from Atlanta, then y'all know, my grandma used to be on Old Neck at the flea market, and I had every fake Juicy Couture bag in the book. But their brand made me know when I got older and built my own brand, I wanted exactly how the vintage Juicy Couture was. Vintage Juicy Couture. Not that new Juicy Couture that they, I don't know what they're doing with Juicy Couture now. But vintage Juicy Couture, pink and brown, everything was pink and brown. Pink and brown, pink and brown, pink and brown. Hence, that's why my colors is pink and brown, actually. But it just gave luxury. It gave baby girl. It gave like, oh, I love it. When I used to watch Sweet 16 as a kid, all the rich people, they was in Juicy Couture, pink and brown. They had the pink Juicy Couture sets with the juicy on the booty. I loved it. I wish I could afford it back then, but that's why its brand identity is so important. You see how 10 plus years later, I'm still talking about that brand. I'm still talking about that identity. I'm still talking about the old vintage Juicy Couture where it was pink and brown, everything. That's how you want your business to be. That's how you want your brand to be visualized as. You want your brand to be visualized as a statement. You want people to remember your brand. You want your brand to speak for you before you even open your mouth. That's how you get things to stick. That's how you get consistent clientele. That's how you get consistent customers because people already know. I call my people brat babes. I just made that up. I was just like, okay, brat babes. Now it's, hey, brat babes. People always be like, I'm a brat babe. I'm a brat babe. I'm a brat babe because that's the identity of my business. And that's because I'm consistent with that identity. Again, however you want people to view your business, that's how you have to position that business to the marketplace. Okay. Now, keep it consistent. Like I said, branding only works when you show up consistently across everything, whether it's email marketing, text message marketing, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you show your business, that brand identity has to follow through with it, okay? Up and down. Like I said, flyers, emails, reels, everything must be consistent. Then that's when you get it to stick, okay? When people start to see things repeatedly, that's when they remember. Just like directions. You go somewhere 5 times, you begin to remember things, okay? So your business has to be seen 10 to 16 times for people to remember what's going on. But if they consistently see every single day, even if you're just showing up on your stories, they consistently see that pink and brown, brat babes, the spoiled brat life, everything is going to stick. And that's how I was able to build a consistent brand identity. Before, vision was cloudy. I always was like, yeah, Q3 and Q4 is always my worst quarters of the year. I had to take a step back and wonder, but why? You know, I'm still showing up, but why? But by the end of the year, I got a whole new brand identity. That's why. I didn't stay consistent. I didn't stick to it. When I found my niche, found my target audience, found who I was talking to, and stuck with the brand identity that I had built, just kiss gold. I'm sold. That's how the people are now. I was at Invest Fest last year, and this lady I did this, shout out to Stormy Banks. I was at her pink print event that she did, and I had a vendor booth there. And I kid you not, about 3 to 5 people came up to me and was like, girl, you was at Invest Fest. I remember you from Invest Fest, that pink and brown, that pink and brown, that pink and brown, the spoiled brown. Like, I remember that. Why? Because they ended up following me, or I got their contact information and I showed up consistently with the same exact thing. The same exact thing. All they saw was pink and brown, the spoiled brat, like brat babes. Like, they're like, yes, girl, I'm a brat babe now. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Please continue to shop with your girl, okay? Now, let's think about how instantly recognizable these people are. Kim, nude. Like I said in the beginning, as soon as you see nude, who do you think of? Well, I think of Kim, okay? Or when I see like the skim dupes or whatever, I'm like, okay, that's Kim. Fenty, very edgy, very bold. It's Rihanna up and down, through and through, okay? Jada, every time I see a Birkin bag with a little chill set, I instantly think of Jada. That's just how she positioned herself in the marketplace. That's how she positioned her identity in the marketplace for her business. So that's just automatically what I see. Your brand is your power. You have to position your identity the exact way that you want people to view you. So if you're going to be inconsistent, people are going to be inconsistent with you. If you're going to be consistent, people are going to be consistent with you, and they want to consistently see this, like the same thing. Now, I'm not telling you not to like pivot, rebrand, stuff like that, but you still need to have that same identity, okay? And when you having that same identity, it still goes into what your business stands for and what your business looks like, okay? Gotta keep that, okay? Now, it's not about how pretty your brand looks. It's really about how your brand makes people feel, okay? So the mood board method is how you're gonna make you some money, okay? That's how you're gonna get you your bread, butter, and cream, okay? Now, I can't really see if y'all have any questions so far because I'm not on the actual thing, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, before I end this, I want to ask a question. Another question is, if your brand had an outfit, what would your brand be wearing? I'm going to say it again. If your brand had an outfit, what would your brand be wearing? I'll go. So, on a chill day, my brand would be wearing a vintage Juicy Couture outfit, okay? With a vintage Dior bag, real chill, but real cutesy, soft girl is getting that, okay? On a dress up day, I don't really know what I would wear, but I know I would want Law Roach to style me. If you know who Law is, if you know, you know. If you don't, look them up and you'll see what I mean by that. But that's the identity that I want my business. That's who I want to attract within my business. I want somebody who is going to spoil themselves, don't have a problem with pouring into themselves, don't have a problem with taking care of themselves, and don't have a problem with spending money to take care of themselves. Before, I was just hustling and bustling and taking anybody's money, not building any type of identity, not building any type of foundation, not building any type of platform. I was just okay with whatever. If you had coin, you had coin, but that wasn't, it was too inconsistent. I need something very consistent, okay? Think about people who go viral, right? Peach McIntyre, I think that's her real name. Baby, Peach show up the same way all the time online, okay? When you see something, you be like, that's something Peach should do. She loved Kurt Grier. She got 9 kids, okay? How she shows up and how she acts all crazy and ignorant and stuff, that's the identity that she built, and that's okay, because why? It sells. People love her identity. People love how authentic she is. People love that. People buy into that. She had a class that was like that she was just teaching social media stuff for like $27, $25. People really bought into it, and it really was. I mean, some people did it for, actually trying to learn, but some people like, it's Peach. I like Peach, so I'm gonna support Peach and what she do. I like her. I like her brand. I like what she stands for, so I'm gonna support her. Same thing with I can't think of her name right now. I can't think of her name, and I love her. She got the afro. Auntie, what is her name? Anyways, I can't think of her name right now. But same thing with Queen Leora. If you guys are not familiar with Queen Leora, Queen Leora showed up on social media all the time, and she would just be cussing and everything, and she would just be telling a story time, but she was funny. She was herself. That's her identity. People know she gonna cuss you out. Same thing with Tia Kim. Tia gonna read you. Auntie gonna read you. She gonna, everybody know her. That's the best lady. If you needed to cuss somebody out, call Tia. Call your auntie. But that's the identity that she built. Now, does she always probably attract the right clients? I don't know. But that's okay. That was who she wanted to connect to. She wanted to tap more into that type of community, and that's okay. But you see, she was able to do it, and she consistently shows up like that. Consistently shows up like that. She don't have a problem showing up and cussing nobody out. That's just her. That's just her identity. Charles and Miss Netta, they just showed up themselves. That's just how they consistently. Charles, your food is ready. That's just how they showed up. That's just the identity that they put. That's how they positioned themselves, and they were able to get a lot of different things. Some folks went and got surgery for free for showing up with an identity. They wasn't trying to just show up just to be aesthetically pleasing. They showed up with a real identity. They really sat there, thought about it, and built it out. Same thing with your business. If you want to build a personal brand, what identity are you going to show them? What side of your identity are you going to show them? If you want to build an actual brand where you have products, what are you going to build with that product, right? My is pink. This is actually old, okay? But my new colors is pink and brown, right? This was from like almost 2 years ago. Gold finish. Gold has always been a part of my colors, right? Gold finish on everything. That's a part of the brand's identity, okay? Now, if you guys want more help with your brand identity, if you want more into the mood board method, if you want to dive into a deeper vibe of it and want to learn a little bit more, or if you want me to help you build your brand identity and build your brand mood board, you guys can follow me on Instagram at CEO Brie, CEOBRIE _, and you guys can DM me school and we can get into it. And again, thank you, Miss LaShana West, for having me. And then I don't know if I just get off live now. Let's see what she gonna say. Let me type it in the chat. While she responds, I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you guys understood it. I hope you guys will go back and really look and dive into you guys' brand identity. And like I said, any more questions, comments, or concerns, or you guys want help in building your brand identity, send me a DM, okay? And you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and you guys tune in for the next